Hello everyone and welcome to Tier 2 Round 3 in Spain. We had an eventful night last night with Tier 1, which resulted in a very late, quite a late safety car, which really shaped things up. Super Mario ending up holding on and keeping that that podium position for himself. I'm joined tonight by SLX Toastman. I do not know if he is here currently. But he will join us eventually. I do actually have to go for my dinner, so I will be back around Q1. So if there is no action on my screen, that is why. So I do apologise for it. I will be back. So I will now leave you with SLX Toastman.
Right, hello everybody. Welcome to Tier 2 Spanish Grand Prix. Qualifying and a 3 lap race. Oh. So we've only got 14 drivers right now, so Q1 isn't going to be a concern for um, so who is going to burst out on currently Samwise, who is streamer, is not currently with us, so I will commentate, but camera won't change. Looks like Red Bull going out now. He's going to be the first on track. Got Darius Russell out on track. He's on Inters, same pair of eyes. So we've got quite a few people out on Inters. Everyone's trying to save a pair of softs. Although Mick has said get penalised if you go out on them, but you know a lot of people are on them.
Hello.
It's just started. Most people going out on Inters, and Mick said don't go out on Inters or else you'll get penalised.
I should see that.
But he said that too late.
Oh well. We could have just done short quali.
Yeah, but you weren't here, so just had to go. Oh, we got McLaren out already in turn 1. I don't know how he's done that.
Oh yeah. It's interesting to see what people's paces on the wets will be.
Yeah. Seeing as it's fully dry. I was struggling to keep it in a straight line yesterday when I was driving on the wet, on the Inters.
Yeah, I saw that. I hope I've done all the settings right. I did copy and paste them from yesterday, except I did turn formation lap on this time.
Yeah. Oh, was that you yesterday? You didn't put it on?
So basically, when I was going through it, I swapped it on, but I must have like swapped it off again. Because I remember putting it on, but I must have just accidentally swapped it off again. But
in my opinion, it should have been a lobby restart because SBT Sounds got screwed over by it.
Yeah. Callum saying the purple sector 2 on the intermediate.
Eddie's out.
There is a Mercedes.
Oh no, he's got him around.
Was out.
I don't know how Eddie's lost it on a set of softs.
DRS. So going fastest with a 130.7. on the intermediates, of course. It'll be interesting to see if some drivers just do not come out for this.
Yeah, I think there's one person who might be joining, so potentially one person might
Oh
get
yes,
knocked out.
yeah.
And I don't know if
Well,
Bambus will actually get through because he hasn't set a lap
yeah,
time, so I don't think he'll get him through.
yeah, and unless other people go out, if other drivers do not set a lap, he will just be the driver eliminated as he crashed out. So. Yeah, going fastest. He did well for himself in quali yesterday in T1.
Yeah, it didn't help that I got disqualified by the game. Did you hear what happened?
Yeah. So you got kicked from the session, didn't you? And you were just going around on track.
My screen froze, and then as I was exiting the pit lane as well, so I couldn't do anything, and then my game just crashed, and then I came back and I was disqualified. But then
I saw you got disqualified, and it was just like,
yeah. I got up to, I would have got P2 as well in the race until that safety car came out. Annoyed me a lot, and then I got crashed out as well by Jack going so slow through a corner.
Well, DRS Russell does retire from the session now. Why is there always yellow flag? On the pit lane.
I think that's from him retiring, maybe.
I'm probably gonna get indigestion. I had to eat my bloody pizza so fast.
This guy just started driving off. Where's he going? His car's just retired on track. That could be a penalty for him. Someone reports that. You're not supposed to do that, but for me, on the track map, I don't know about you, but he's just cut from turn 1 and his AI's just driving off track back to the pit lane. You've seen it?
Ah. For me, he was pulling into the pit lane and retired.
Oh, not for me, he was on track.
What a wonderful game this is.
Yeah. Hopefully 2022 might be better, I don't know, I don't know, I can't tell whether it's promising or not, because...
last year looked promising.
Yeah, although they have all the new stuff coming in. Like, it is... Knowing Cody's, it will be quite rushed, I'd imagine, and...
Yeah.
Stuff like that,
so... The thing is, they chose a really bad time to release all the 22 games, because, like, the new cars don't get announced, like, 3 months before, so they only give themselves 3 months to do all the remodeling and everything, cause...
Yeah. But I guess
they probably would have...
Yeah, they get... I'd assume, like... It's probably not that hard to make them, because they probably, like, scan them or something, and then they just go straight in. But, I mean, they could work on the liveries as soon as they got released, on the default car.
I guess they probably get some information on tracks that will be staying as well.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, the 3 tracks, Spain, Abu Dhabi and Australia, which are being remodelled, and then Miami's obviously coming in. Oh, Haribo Kid nearly loses it.
Well, speaking to him earlier, I said this track for him is Spain without the S. So,
yeah. I don't like the track. It's not nice.
It's my least favourite track in the game by far.
I don't mind if it was a testing track, but I don't think it's that good for racing.
I don't mind the first 2 sectors, but the final sector is...
Yeah.
No.
It's just the final chicane for me that just lap, because it's just sometimes...
I mean, yeah, you can have a really good lap and then you mess up there, and that's like everything gone. I really don't like the left right up that hill.
Oh yeah, it can get airtime sometimes if you just go full throttle over it. It's like a massive bump.
You have no grip.
Yeah.
Ever. How about kids saying the purple sector 1 there? But yeah, what happened on the final lap then? Because yesterday,
What
because
with me?
yeah,
Oh, so well, me and Jack we were on warm softs. They were like 8 laps old or something, and then I had LSJ Russell behind me on fresh softs, so he got past me quite easily.
yeah,
And then coming into the weird left-hander in sector 2 just before the back straight, Jack
yeah.
just basically broke really early and I could have lost it through the left-hander. And so I basically I wasn't expecting him to
No.
nearly crash, so I kind of just went into him a little bit as I was braking to avoid hitting him, and the game just spun me out.
Ah, damn.
It was annoying as well, because I went from P15 to P2.
You did quite well.
Yeah, the
You
safety
did
car
very well.
literally came out as I was side by side with
Yeah.
Jack, about to pass him. That's what really annoyed me. So I would have probably gotten
I
away.
remember. I was talking about Jack. The only real way he's going to, like, avoid the undercut is with a safety car.
Yeah.
And then there was the safety car. I love the good old commentator's curse as the Hurricane is 4.5 seconds up. It sets the purple sector 1 and 2. Coming into the final sector now, definitely very easy to lose time. But it's looking good so far. Coming into the final chicane. Fixing it nicely, make sure to keep it valid. Going round the final corner to the line, and it's going to be a 1:17.3. Fastest of the session. Us and so face his teammate, a 1:17.4. And that will see him through. That is Monkey D. Baranda, who has crashed out.
There's quite a few people who haven't set a lap time. Eddie's also retired without a lap. I don't know if that means he'll get knocked out or not.
I think it will be Bambus, but I'm not
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know. We'll see, because most people set a lap time apart from Liam. So.
Did someone get kicked? Because we did have 15 people, and then Super Liam's joined, and now we've only.
I mean, it says we've got 15 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, we've still got 15, but Super Liam's
We had 14 before.
joined halfway. Oh, did we? Okay. Oh yes. Also, I do not know if all of you will know, but now commentators do get paid. It's only the streamers at the moment. However, that may be subject to change. Absolute banging price of 50p per stream. So you know.
It's basically slavery.
Yeah. Unpaid labour.
Complain
Let's
to
try and race a
government.
gravel.
It's under the
Yeah, I
minimum
will.
wage. If you're being employed to do a job, it should be paid wage.
Well, exactly. What I might suggest is like we get if we attend every race of the season or majority of races, we get a bonus. Or something like that. We also lose 50p if we don't attend a race.
That's very sad.
So in reality we lose £1. But yeah. If there are more tiers made next season, we'll be able to make some more money.
Yeah.
My current balance is £1.50, so you know, absolutely balling in it. So FaZe takes the alternative runoff there, I believe at Q11. Surface starting his lap now.
I don't know
It's a
why
good
he's doing
indicator.
another lap.
Mm.
I mean, Sir with Face has
Is he
just come
winning?
out on intermediates, so surely he can get penalised for that.
Yeah.
I'll ask Mick.
I think it's been ditched. So.
Oh, Sir's round.
All in the spun. Out of turn 5 there. Super Liams goes 4. Little 118.4 on the soft tyre.
Probably just ask all the drivers to retire if they're in things everyone's
There's not much time left now. Oh, so Face is really struggling on those intermediate tyres there. See him just slipping and sliding all the way down the straight. Obviously overheated, and they obviously don't have any grip, so. And he does come into the pit lane. Super Liams, I assume, will be coming into the pit lane as well here. Yes, he does. Did you see the race today?
Yeah, that's I don't know why they held DRS to be off for so long.
Yeah. Didn't make much sense, but Charles Leclerc, his first result this season, lower than P2.
I didn't watch. I was like, it was bad that Charles spun, but it's good for the championship because
Yeah, it makes it a lot closer.
Yeah. Charles just didn't need to do that, man. He had literally no pressure anyway. It's like he had no one behind him. He was just going too fast.
Was pushing too much on the chicane, and just that is what it can do to you. What's it?
Strong for George Russell forming Lewis.
Yeah. A lot of people weren't expecting him to be outperforming.
No.
But you can definitely tell he is. He's going down the Sebastian Vettel arc, I feel, where everyone hates him. Because he's winning.
Yeah.
Outperformed by a younger counterpart.
Now everyone will like him because he
humbles up a lot, and then everyone likes him. Yeah, as he moves to.
Oh yeah, Monkey D. Brown's been knocked out as well.
Oh.
I don't know who Mercedes would bring in though if Lewis left. I think it would either be Ocon or Gasly, but apparently there was rumours of Gasly being in talks with them where, you know, when Lewis went just away and he did nothing on social media. No one knew if he was racing this season. There was rumours that they were talking to Gasly to bring him in if Lewis did leave. Because Gasly is a good driver, and if he had a good car, I'm sure he would do really well.
Yeah.
But
So we have the green light underway now for Q2. But yeah, I feel... Yeah, it's just a question of who they bring in.
because, I mean, Red Bull said they wanted to promote Gasly again. But then they'd have to fire Checo. and Checo's been doing really well this season.
Yeah, exactly.
And Gasly's his contract ends at the end of the season, so he doesn't want to stay at AlphaTauri for another season. He wants to be in one of the top cars because he's getting older
Well,
now.
yeah,
so,
he definitely potential to do well. So
yeah.
Super Liam's first out onto the track. Quite a few drivers opting to onto the medium tyre. Is the preferred start Spain, so it's a question of if they can find the pace to be able to get through the session. So oh, there we go. Could you please invite Super Mario
To what party?
to the game? I believe he was joining midway through the session, so I can invite him if you don't have him added.
Yeah, just look at my recently played with. Yeah, I got him.
But Spain, it's a very interesting track because the mediums can last for quite a while if you really want to, but the softs don't last for long at all.
Yeah, it was weird yesterday. We were all of the Red Bull drivers, me and Shui, we were taking our medium, we were doing the one-stop medium soft, taking mediums like 22, 23 laps. But then SVT Sam's got a front left puncture on like lap 21 on those mediums.
Yeah, I saw that.
But luckily, well, mine and Shui's wet tyre wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad. So.
You've got to be very conservative if you do try to do it. Is that a Haas in the wall there? I believe it is, yeah. Fozzie spinning out of turn 2 there. Super Leon's heading down the straight, coming into turn 10 there, taking the apex quite nicely, now going to 11 and 12, maybe slightly wide on turn 12, but managing not to spin, which is always the goal. Coming into the final chicane now, he does have Eddie ahead of him, which will give him dirty air, and that could be definitely slow his time down. Coming down the final corner, make sure to get a good exit, and it's going to be a 118 flat on the mediums. We are yet to see the full pace of Tier 2, so we do not quite know if that'll be enough, as DRS Russell goes faster with 117.5 also on the medium, so Super Liam's potentially not safe. Exotic a 118.1 on the soft, time to find there.
I don't think Liam's will get through on that time on the mediums. Russell could potentially do it. I mean, we haven't really seen any.
Yeah, we haven't seen the full pace of. Well, yeah, because obviously no one really took Q1 seriously.
Yeah.
Farabuka apparently setting a purple sector 1 there. I do not know how true that is, but. And that's a purple sector 2 as well, according to the game. As he's coming round turn 12, taking the apex very nicely there. Make sure to keep it clean as always. Oh, but nearly loses it around the final chicane. Tyres may be overheating a bit much, and that will affect his time as he comes to the line. It's going to be a 118.005. He will most definitely have to go again. As Eddie has invalidated, and Sourface has backed off his lap. Callum, however, I do not believe. Ooh, as he nearly loses it around turn 3, sorry, there. Taking way too much curb on the entry. Don't know if he will continue on with this lap, as that will have lost him crucial time. As he nearly goes into the back of the Haribo kid there, they're pulled over to the side. That may be looked up by the FIA. Well, it looks like he's continuing with it. He is, however, 1 second down as Vronsky's goes second fastest with the 1:17.8. Also on the medium tyres. So maybe a 1:18 flat will be enough on the mediums. It could be, yeah. We need to see a couple other drivers. Callum coming to the line now, and it looks like it's going to be a 1:18.3, which puts him in P6. As Russell has already retired.
Very cool.
Shows how confident he is with his time.
I actually think it'll be quite close to the knockout.
Yeah,
if everyone else goes on to the softs.
He did that before and he nearly got eliminated, so maybe he is a bit over ambitious there. And maybe that will come back to bite him. As Sourface is coming to the line now. And he's going to go fastest with a 1:17.4. So Russell already down 1 place. But Track Racer and Eddie's still yet to... Oh, he has come out, but Track Racer is still yet to leave the pits. Xian with a 50.884 out of sector 2. That's a pretty good time. Purple sector according to the game. It's coming around turn 12 there. Very nice apex there. You gotta make sure to just go slightly over the curb, but not too much, as that will send you into outer orbit round the final corner. And this is looking very promising here. And rightly so, it's a 1:17.3. Russell may be beginning to get a bit worried here now, as 2 drives already improving past him. But we will see. Super Liam's coming into the final few corners. Can he also hustle down another spot around the final corner? And it's going to be close. And he doesn't quite make it. 10th off, but I'll put him into P4. Ahead of Vronsky and Haribo Kid. It's a good lap from him on the mediums.
Can't even see the timer. 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
I think most people, definitely the people in the drop zone will go on soft.
Yeah.
Like people like maybe P6 or lower might decide to go on to the softs.
Yeah, I think quite a few will. As Fozzie coming around turn 12 now, apparently that was a purple sector 2 from there, but he goes slightly wide and invalidates it. Put the right hand wheel a bit too far over, and he does come into the pits. I assume he will be going on to some softs now, just to maybe secure that position in Q3. But Track Racer still yet to exit the pits. No activity there in the Williams garage. As Eddie is on a lap now. Not safe where he is in his current position. Definitely needs to find some time. He's Coming around turn 6 here, or turn 5. And slight bit of oversteer there, but going into turn 5, and he misses the apex by quite a bit there, but it leads off nicely into the home corners. So Harris having to let off the throttle, may slightly wide again, but that won't affect his time too much, and he's currently 4/10 up. That will only put him in P8, so... Or no, it'll be between P4 and P5. Can he find some time in the final sector here? That was a bad final chicane and he invalidates it. That's disappointing for Eddie, as he knows he may just have time to go back round. So... but it will be close. As Superlians and Pronsky, from the looks of things, will be going on to the softs if they decide to come out again. Harbo Kid coming around the final corners, as he will be coming to the line now, drifting ever so slightly out of the final chicane. He's going to the line, and it's going to be a 1:17.4, putting him just ahead of his teammate there. As Callum as well coming to the line, and that's going to be a 1:17.5. So DRS Russell now into P5 with 2 quick successions of drivers getting it past him. As I've just had confirmation that Toastman has had to go for dinner, so it will just be me for the current period of time. As an XS Exotic starting his lap now, as Superlians also retires, so that he's gonna have to back off now. How long is left? So he does have enough time to go back round, but he will not be able to go into the pit. So these are his tyres till the end. Eddie coming to the pits. I think that will be his session done, unless the pit crew can do a fast job of saying him back out. As Track Racer is finally out onto the track. He's going to be on a one-shot qualifying. As Fozzie has backed off, so he will have to go again. Maybe you're hoping to slow down to his teammate ahead of him. Help build a gap, eliminating any chance of collisions or whatever there may be. As So Fates does retire, as has the Haribo Kid. They definitely see themselves safe, and I think they will be as well. Super Liams, I think, could be a threat here. As Exotic starting his lap now into turn 1 and turn 2, taking the apex nicely, but he's spun there on turn 2, and that means he will not have any time to start final lap. So if the other drivers ahead of him can improve, he will be out. But Eddie, realizing he probably can't make it to the line, so Eddie is going to be unable to improve. What can Fozzie do though? A 1:31 initially, but he did have to slow down for a bit. And Fozzie is coming out of sector 2 now, and it's a 50.9. 12 seconds up. That will not be enough to see him through. He needs to find some final time in this sector, as Exotic, according to the game, has just set a purple sector to there. As Eddie is the first driver to finish, according to the game. Fozzie coming around the final corner now to the line. It's going to be a fastest of the day so far, a 1:17.3. And with Exotic being unable to improve, Track Racer may be able to improve as well. It's going out the final sector, he's 11 seconds up. That will not be enough, he needs to find some time. What is he able to do here? Going round turn 12, apparently a purple sector, we've seen quite a few of those today. He's on the soft tyre, so he will be faster. Into the final chicane. Maybe taking a bit too much curb, and that will cost him as he was lifted off the ground for a bit there, but he probably will not matter out the tyres. And he does get through. I believe that has eliminated NXS Exotic. That is a disappointing qualifying result from him. Spinning on the final. Oh no, he just makes it through. But he will be starting on the soft tyre, as will Track Racer. That is not preferable. But it's Fozzy who takes the fastest lap here in qualifying in Q2 here. DRS Russell retiring early. Maybe a bit overconfident, but it didn't matter in the end. As we now move on to Q3 with Fozzy Sheehan, the Haribo Kid 369, Soaface, Callum 0087, DRS Russell, Super Liams, Fronsky 704940, Track Racer 23, and NXS Exotic. Both the Haas, the Red Bull, and the Ferrari all making it through into the final qualifying session. As I believe Alpine have no drivers into... There are no drivers even into Q2. So this will be a very disappointing qualifying session for them. As we do move on. As we do have the green light in qualifying 3 here. As all the drivers unexpectedly going onto the soft tyres. DRS Russell looks... Oh, as Fozzy slipped out just ahead of him. So DRS Russell will be behind him as they do exit the pit lane here. So only 4 of the drivers so far out into track with, I believe that is a Ferrari. Yeah, is that the Haribo Kid or is that Soa Face? It is the Haribo Kid, I do believe. Yes, it is. So Fozzy will be the first to start his lap here in Q3. Can he take provisional pole here in Spain? Track position does matter quite a bit here because the final chicane is very difficult to follow through. As he starts his lap now around the final corner, good exit. It's very crucial here as it is quite a long straight. So not as long as some tracks such as Mexico and Baku, but it is a long one as he goes in sector turn 1 here, turn 2 as well, taking a good amount of curb, pushing the car right to the limits, especially in turn 3, getting a very clean so far. And to turn 4 is a perfect one, unsurprisingly. Now into turn 5 as he goes for a late apex there. Losing potentially a bit of time, but he's going up and pushing the car right to the limits. As it's what you need to do here. The curbs can be a bit horrific around here, and they can invalidate you even if you were valid on the initial lap into the final sector. And he manages to hold the car very nicely through that. using the curve very well on the apex there as well. Maybe a bit or just too much on the final chicane, turning in slightly too early, but he's going to come to the line. It's still going to be a good time from him. So 1:16.9, and he can definitely improve on that. ZRS also instantly going faster, but not by much. Fuzzy knowing there's a lot of time to be gained in there, as he did have a terrible final chicane. Horonsky as well going faster by 5/10 now. As a Haribo good. Going through the final chicane, a little bit hesitant there on the braking, maybe it's slightly too early. It's going round the final corner, and it's going to be a 1:16.8, so that puts him in P2. And there is definitely, once again, room to be found as Horonsky going wide to let the other drivers through. NXS Exotic now on his lap, going into the final sector. He will be staying on the soft, so they will be on very high tyre wear as he's coming round the final corner, and this is looking like it could be a very good lap from him. He's going to the line, so 1:17.3, so he is at the back of the grid. Track Racer now on his lap, and he's spun it out of turn 7. Out of turn 7 there. Thankfully he did not hit the ball, so he does not have any front wing damage. But that'll be less than preferable. As Xian going around the final chicane, going around the final corner. That's a good exit there from him. I may be looking for pole. No, not quite. 1:16.6. 2/10 off Horonsky. Now we'll put him in P2. And that's a good lap from the Red Bull. Quite very well for himself at AlphaTauri yesterday in T1. Zarabo kid coming into the pits. As Callum has invalidated his lap. And so he will have to go again. But Track Racer starting his lap again. What is he going to be able to do with it this time? Can he keep it valid? Can he put himself up there on pole position? And he goes a bit wide on exit there, out of turn 2. A little bit jerky here and there. Not that clean movement that you really want. As you see, he's correcting himself a lot. Coming into 5 there. Turning apex nicely. Now to turn 7, maybe missing it slightly, but he doesn't spin like he did before. Coming onto the straight now. It's a good exit, activating the DRS wide open. Now he's into the final sector. What's he going to be able to do? 16 seconds up. Where's he? But he's gone very wide there. Surprised he hasn't invalidated. That was a very nice left right there. That's where I struggle most on this track. Coming through the final chicane. Taking it very cleanly as he's coming round the corner to the line. And it will be a 1:17.4, so he's in this P7 with 3 drivers yet to set a lap. But there is definitely time to be gained there, so. As he spins out of turn 2. Thankfully it is not his lap. A Superlims has invalidated. But so have Face, he hasn't. Purple sector 1 from himself. As he's coming around now into turn 7, taking the apex very nicely there, and very cleanly as well. I'm onto the back straight, upping the gear to 7, as a quickly downshift all the way into 3rd gear, going through the corner. Now up into turn 11 and 12, very nicely. He will have Fuzzy ahead of him, so that will give him dirty F through the final chicane. Not what he would like, makes it so difficult than it should be. But despite that, he's managed to do it wonderfully. And he's going to the line now, and it's a 1:16.8, so he puts himself just ahead of his teammate. only 300 setter rating then. And that is P3 for him so far, as we have, if Trout Racer could do us the pleasure of allowing us to see the timer. We currently have 4 minutes left in this session, with Superleads and Callum still not setting a lap, so they will definitely be looking to get on the board. As I believe DRS Russell is on a second lap, but he's invalidated it. Fozzie, however, hasn't invalidated his, as he may be getting a tow from his teammate here. His teammate just moving out of the way of him there as he comes into the corner. Very nice apex on the throttle, very well as very clean. This is looking like it could be a very good lap. He's going for the final chicane, and that's very clean. Doesn't quite make sure not to lose the rears this time as well. When he's coming to the line, this could be pole positions, and it is a 1:16.2, 2/10 ahead of Vronsky, and that is the new fastest lap of this session. There's Russell almost look at doing a bit of wall riding there as he does come into the pits. He will probably just have enough time to go out again, but it will be close, as NSS Exotic is 1.3 tenths up into Sector 2. Bit of game lag there, but he's coming around into Q7 here. Taping the apex very nicely into the 5th gear, but he's invalidated. That's extremely upsetting for him, as he will go again. Make sure to turn off the ERS usage. And he did lose time as well. His teammate giving him the tow. So unfortunate. Just went slightly too wide on the corner. But Callum, he is on Lapland's purple Sector 2. As he's coming into Sector 3, round turn 12. Going for the final few corners now. Taping the apex very nicely. Lots of drivers doing that well. Pushing the car right to the limits on the chicane. Most of, I believe, of anyone we've seen. He's going round the final corner. This is looking very promising. Coming to the line. And it's second place. Missed out on place by just 600ths there. I'm sure he'll be extremely annoyed about that. But that's a very good lap. Putting the Alpha Tower he is in into P2. Vronsky now in P3. With however, he does have a lap to go. That was Callum's final lap of the race. So, as Fozzie will be unable to go again. So, Fozzie and Callum are finished. So, it is up for Vronsky and the other drivers to take pole back, as Exotic is coming onto the straight now. How much time is he up by? He's up by 1.4 tenths. That would not put him up any places. Can he find some time in the final sector here? Xian, it goes wide for him. I think that did distract for Exotic there a bit, and he was a bit hesitant on the throttle as he didn't know Xian was going to move out of the way. And he goes very over the curb there. I don't actually quite know how that has been kept valid. He's coming to the line, and it's a 1:17.6.06. So he stays in P8 as Super Liams has retired. So it is up for Vronsky. He's 4 thousandths down. He needs to find some time in Sector 2 and 3 here, if he is to take pole here at Circuit de Barcelona. Coming in onto the straight very nicely there. Into the 8th gear, and he's up 1.3 tenths. That will be enough for him to take pole position here. Coming into the final sector, purple Sector 2, coming into turn 13, into the final chicane. Very clean, very safe. Doesn't make sure to go too wide, taking the apex nicely. Gets a very good exit out of the corner. Is it going to be enough for pole position? It's not. He loses time in the final sector, and that will mean Sheehan will start in P3 at the highest, as so goes forth ahead of Sheehan, as the Haribo kid was lost time on his lap, so he will be starting in P8. DRS Russell, however, 6/10 up on his time. Oh no, DRS Russell is invalidated, so I was looking at Track Racer there. So Russell will be starting in 7th here, with his teammate Sheehan starting in 5th. So that means it will be Fozzie who takes pole position here. A dominant performance, got the fastest lap in Q2 and now in Q3 as well. I'm sure the Haas garage will be going absolutely mad now. Hello there.
Just in time. What's happened with qualifying?
Fozzie got first, Callum got second, and Horonsky got third. Russell invalidated his final lap, along with quite a few other drivers. So, yeah. As Xian said, his beeping force feedback went in the final sector. So that is why he has lost it. Now we will see, is formation lap on? If it's not on this time, that is just a glitch with the game, because I do remember putting it on. I specifically remember looking at it after the events of yesterday, so we're just waiting for the players to join now, or load even. I apologise if you do hear any eating noises. I am eating my dessert, so Super Mario has been cooked. I will quickly just re-invite him. As we do, as the cars are out on track now. Ooh. As we do have a formation lap this time. So it is Fozzie who will be starting in first on pole position on the mediums, exactly where he'll want to be, but it's the AlphaTauri of Callum who is not far behind him. So predictive stop strategies are there for you. Horonsky losing time in that final sector, meaning he will start in P3, but closely behind Ferrari of Sir with face. Then Sheehan in the Red Bull in 5th, and then the Williams of Track Racer there doing extremely well for himself, putting himself in P6, and then Sheehan's teammate Russell who is starting in P7, and so with Face's teammate, the Haribo kid, starting in P8. It's important to mention that Track Racer is the only driver in the top 6 who is starting on the softs. Exotic, another driver in the top 10 starting on the softs in P9, is teammate Fozzie Ossie on pole. Sublimes of the Alfa Romeos then starting in P10, and then Eddie P11, and then AlphaTauri Iron Low Gamer in P12 as he goes very close to Eddie there. Mikhail in the Williams starting in P13 messed up his qualifying session of quite a bit as he forgot to pit when he should have really on the soft tyres. Monkey D. Brand on the mediums in P14. The only Alpine driver on the grid. The McLaren as well of Bambus. I apologise if I have pronounced that incorrectly. Starting in P15, and then the Mercedes of Super Mario starting in P16 to round up the grid. Only 3 drivers starting on the softs here. So they're definitely going to be hoping for an early safety car.
Go.
As we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in here in Spain. It's lights out and away we go, and that is a wonderful start there for Eddie as he's already up in the grid, and as well Horonsky is up into P2. He's going to be going down the inside of Fozzy, and he will be taking the lead, it looks like, unless Fozzy is able to fight back. And that's Super Liam's out at the back of the grid as Exotic is forced to take the run off there out of Q2. Fozzy down into P2, so with Fate as well down into P6. Russell already up into P3, a wonderful start from him there. Eddie in P10, and Mikhail up 4 places now, as him and Eddie do go side by side out of turn 3 there, up into P9. The McLaren of Bambouche in P12 as him and Exotic are fighting, but that's Mikhail and I believe Eddie going side by side yet again. Very close racing there. Track Racer staying in P6 there on the softs. He will be looking to make some moves, make the most out of it. Oh, he's spun and he'll be out.
Oh, big crash.
How is he still in this race? He spun there in qualifying, and he spun there again.
Exotic trying to go down the inside of Eddie, couldn't make it the move stick. He is on the soft, so he should have the grip advantage, but
grip advantage.
It's a good start for Russell and Horonsky, who's taken the lead of the race into turn 1.
Very good start from Russell there, up from P7 into P3, as Track Racer he is out. Are we going to see a safety car? I do not believe we will.
No.
As Exotic's looking to go down the inside of Eddie now into turn 1, and that is a simple move, simple but wonderful move there from Exotic, putting him back into P9. As Mikhail goes really wide there out of turn 2, and that's allowed Exotic to go up the inside line, and Exotic up into P8. The Harabuku up 1 space as well, looking to get a move done.
Eddie's looking for a move on Mick, potentially. Looking around the outside, that's a tricky place to overtake normally. Yeah.
Mick leaving him no room and not allowing the move to happen. That Super Mario does box. He is starting for Mercedes when in reality he should be starting for Alfa Romeo. That has a glitch to do with the game, unfortunately, but Eddie, he will be looking for a move.
Iron Gabe looking down the inside of Eddie. Going very far over the curb.
Yeah, but Bambouche as well behind him. As Eddie goes very wide there, that may allow Iron Gamer to go down to attack on a slight mistake. As Exotic is beginning to lose time to Harakid now. As Horonsky takes the fastest lap of this race. Russell very close behind Fozzy now. Is going to be looking for a move, as Fozzy does manage to get a bit away and has to let off the throttle there a bit. Russell, that may lose him a bit of time. Yeah, about a 10th lost there, and he goes very wide out of turn 3 there. But Fozzy, he's still very close behind Fozzy, as Callum is beginning to drop back from the top 3. But, Russell having a huge snap there, and that will have lost him a lot of time as Fozzy, does get the DRS, but so will Fozzy. Fozzy looking to close in on Horonsky now after that poor start from him. Can he make a move anytime soon? Coming into the final sector now. Both drivers going slightly wide there, and that's allowed Russell to get back at them. And now only 4 tenths behind. As he is looking, he's He's putting his car right to the limits, following perfectly through that final chicane there, even with the dirty air. But Fozzy, 8 tenths behind Vronsky, as the DRS is wide open, and so is the ERS in use, as he's trying to look to close up that gap. Analog Gamer as well, right behind Eddie. But after report turn 1, Eddie has began to get away. But it's Fozzy who's right behind Vronsky here. 3 tenths separating them. I'm sure he'll be looking to get him on the straight at some point in time. It's going into turn 7 now. That's very clean. Also got to remember, want to avoid penalties as much as possible. So whilst you want to push the car to the limits, you have to keep it on track.
Mick is all over the back of Exotic. We looked for a move into, don't know what turn that is.
I believe it's turn 10.
I'll get a track back up. That might help.
Yeah, it's turn 10. But he's right on the back of him as Exotic braking early there, and that's going to allow Mick to get right behind him as they're going onto straight. I'm sure this will be easy pass now as Callum takes the fastest lap of this race. Exotic dropping back on those softs. I know he was struggling with tyre wear, as Mick will decide against the move down the inside line. But I'm sure he's going to be right behind, and he just needs to get a good run out in the final sector, and he will be able to make the move. As Russell's right behind Fozzy, not much separating these front 3, as they're all racing extremely dominantly here. So Russell is just looking for a move. Fozzy going to the grass slightly there, and that will lose him some time to Vronsky. That may even allow Russell to attack him, but Russell getting a bad 10-7 there. Turn 9. As Monkey D. Brown and Bamboosh both getting 3-second time penalties, almost identically. But Fozzy going wide, and that will allow Russell. Russell having a huge amount of oversteer, nearly putting him in the wall, but he does well to correct it.
Mick is all over the back of Exotic, as well as Eddie and Ironlord Gamer. Mick looks for a move into
down
the chicane.
Inside. Oh,
he's lucky there wasn't contact there, but he's got the run on Exotic. Surely he'll get him down into turn 1 now.
Easy move now.
Forcing him to go
well.
Ironlord Gamer as well.
Be an easy move for him as he
Exotic
is ahead.
stays around the outside.
Exotic. Going side by side still.
Eddie looking for a move as well.
It's all going off now. As Exotic still with the inside line, but he's gonna be
Eddie's
got that for much longer. So Eddie's gone down.
What a move!
The inside line, but Exotic's gone for the other inside line. As even ILL Gamers looking for it now, but Exotic dropping back 2 places after that. But I'm sure Eddie will be looking for a move on Mikhail at some point in time. As Exotic is with the DRS and the slipstream. No ERS, however. As he's... Oh, and they're nearly making contact into turn 10 there.
Oh, Mick had a little moment over that left-handed bump. That lost him some time. Surely Eddie is going to look down into turn 1 now.
As a purple sector, and that is Ironlord Gamer with his spun. Eddie, a very poor final chicane there. And it's going to allow Exotic to look for him down the back straight. He's going to go up the inside line into turn 1, and he's going to be able to get it, I believe.
Yep.
Yes,
nice
he's
move.
made the move.
Eddie's all over the back of him, using the grip of those mediums as the softs fall off.
Oh, and they made a slight bit of contact. Maybe some front wing damage there for Eddie. Doesn't look like it already. Moment as he goes up the inside line. As they're going to be side by side into turns 5 here. 4 even. I can't even remember at this point. But
They both.
they both really want this position.
Surely Eddie will get him there with the
this early on in
DRS.
the race. Yeah.
Bambus is
He's gonna
coming
go down
round
the
3
inside
wide.
line.
Bambus
And
gets
that's
to switch back
all,
as
and they've
well.
made contact there.
Fozzie is losing
As
his
Exotic has
places.
dropped back again. He started in P8 and he's dropped back now to
Fozzie's
11.
going to make a move on Horonsky into turn 1. Gets past before that with the DRS. Easy move for him.
Horonsky may be looking for a fight back. He won't be able to go for it anymore now. As Exotic does pit.
Bambus gets past Eddie.
We did know that his softs were on very high tyre wear, so you know we'll probably be hoping for a safety car so we can take these mediums to the end. But with DRS Russell right on the back of Horonsky. But Callum as well now getting joined in, and so with Face as well. So it's a bit of a DRS train forming behind all of these guys. Five man. Maybe Sheehan will be able to get involved as well. He already picking up a 3-second time penalty. Fozzie is looking very vulnerable.
Russell had a moment again. Nearly lost it. It's the second time for him, and he's cut the chicane and he gets the penalty.
Attack. 3 seconds.
Won't be able to get that removed because he did blatantly cut it, even though he didn't gain time.
Fozzie's
he still cut
the
it.
fastest lap of the race.
So, oh no, I thought that was a back marker, but it was just Fozzie.
Callum right behind DRS Russell here. As Bambus makes the move on Mikhail. And he's made it stick down the back straight. Oh, we'll be looking probably. But he's lost him into turn 3 there. A very good turn 3 from Bambus. But he will get the better exit now, Mikhail. But he's unable to do anything with it.
Oh, Russell had another big moment.
Callum's
going to take him on the inside. So the Face is going to look at trying to get past him as well.
Can so Face make it? Decides against sending it down the inside line, probably for the better, want to avoid any damage. But if Russell continues to make these mistakes,
it's not looking good for him.
It won't. Yeah, it won't be long before he's gone. So Face will probably be looking to make a move very soon as Exotic does get 3 seconds.
One thing, I thought Russell was racing on a wheel, but he's definitely on a pad today. By looking at the steering wheel movements.
Yeah, you can tell if someone's on a wheel because they'll just go jam it right to the left or right to the right. Especially with braking as well, there's never any like strategical braking. It's either full brake or no brake. But Russell is very close behind Callum now. Maybe looking for a move down the straight, sending out the inside line potentially.
Yes, he makes a mistake here again. He did it here last time.
But it's Callum making the mistake, as he loses the rears slightly. Maybe a bit of overheat there. Coming down the straight, it's such a short straight.
So hard to overtake there unless you get a better exit than the person ahead of you. It's just not long enough.
That's a 0% AI, you're not going to be able to do much.
Yeah.
Now into the final chicane. Fozzie probably will be looking to pull away from Horonsky. Now,
it's just a big DRS train. I think it will come down to whoever.
As there is a purple sector in sector 3, and I believe that is Monkey D. Bran. Is spun out of turn 12 there.
So yeah, like I was saying, it might be at the front of the pack. If they're all together if they're all doing a one-stop, it'll just be whoever decides to try the undercut.
Yeah.
Because even though like if you put it on lap 20, it's hard to take the softs 13 laps.
Very difficult, yeah.
So it just depends
I mean,
when
the softs
people
were
go.
struggling on 10 laps, so...
Yeah, but the undercut is quite powerful, especially on really worn mediums. So it just depends when people are going to box and who reacts first. If anyone, people might get front left punches as well, because it's like 10% more tyre wear around the point of boxing normally on the front left compared to all the other tyres. Ooh, Callum has a little moment. DRS Russell also has a moment.
The question is, who is on the most warnings out of all of them so far? So Fozzie with 1 warning, Kronsky with none, Callum with 2, Russell already with a penalty
so it's got partial
and 2 warning.
Didn't notice that.
So with 1 warning. So Russell's already on 2 warnings.
He's already got a penalty. What, to get another penalty?
Yeah, to get another penalty. I don't know if it was a double penalty, double warning though.
Yeah, it could have been. Especially if he cut that final chicane, could be like multiple penalties, I'd assume, from the game.
It was a different lap though, so... but so if... No, as Callum picks up his 3 seconds.
And Sheehan gets another one. It's not good for them if there's a late safety car now.
Yeah. That's where penalties really make the difference.
Yeah.
Because... However, if you can get a 5-second time penalty removed that you served, then... And if there's a late safety car then you can go up mountains of places.
Well, you can't get a 5-second time penalty removed if you've served it.
Well, Big Homie got that last season, and he went from P10 to P2.
Yeah.
As there was a late safety car.
If you haven't served it, then...
Well, he served it, and then there was a safety car, so he basically got all the time he lost negated. But he still managed to get it removed.
That's weird. That shouldn't have happened, because you can't prove that you're going to be in P2 if you didn't have the penalty. It's just not how it works. Like, it's unlucky that you get it if it's not your fault, but that's why you should keep space and distance to people under the safety car.
Iron Law Gamer going right round the outside there of Monkey D. Bran as he was looking up the inside. That was very calm and very calculated by him. That's good track position there from Iron Law Gamer, making sure to not allow Monkey D. Bran any options to get back at him.
It's just a massive DRS train. Callum's going into the pit lane. So looks like he might be doing a 2-stop.
Yeah, or maybe he's going on to the hards.
You might go on to the hards. Yeah. Let's have a look.
We will see. As
no, he's gone to meet. Oh no, he's going on to the hards.
He has gone on to the hards. So he's gonna try the 1-stop on the hards.
I love how the game showed the pit crew when he had the mediums on. The pit crew had mediums in their hands, and then when the mediums came off, they both switched to hards. Oh,
but hey, as Callum fell right into Eddie. Eddie probably going to be looking to fight back at Callum now, as he is going to get a small slipstream into turn 3, but he does have to go wide, as Callum did have the line there. Callum now can probably try and accelerate away as Eddie begins to fall back.
Surprised no one's got past Hironsky. Because I guess Fozzie's thinking he probably can't get away. Because
exactly.
Hironsky has 90% ERS. And they all have loads of ERS. So Horonsky would be able to stick with Fozzy anyway, and Horonsky being out in front is probably better for his tyres because they'll be cooler,
He
but
might be
Fozzy's looking for
here
a
down the
move.
inside. And he's going to
Got
get it.
that move done.
As the Harbour Kid comes into the pits. And so does Bamboosh. And that was a surprisingly easy move. He, as Sir with Face maybe now looking for a move on Horonsky.
Oh, Russell's into the wall! Don't know if he's lost any front wing. It looks like he may have as he lets Sheehan past. Yeah, he's lost part of his front end plate. So that's going to be probably onto Hart for him at the pit stop. But that's not good for him. He might be out of the contention for the podium.
That he does it. Early pit. He will not want that, and as well he'll be losing around, I believe it's 6 seconds you lose. If you do have front wing damage. And yeah, you can tell the front wing damage there.
That was a little bit inevitable for Russell. He was making mistakes and having moments.
Too many mistakes. He was playing games. Oh, as that is
Harbour Kid into the gravel, kept out of the wall. It looks like.
Fozzy setting the fastest lap of this race.
Mixed all over the back of him now. Down the inside on Harbour Kid.
Look down the inside, and he's going to be able to make the move.
Harbour Kid gets a switch back.
Looking for the switch, but not powerful enough. As Russell does pit. I do not believe he did have front wing damage, as he's gone on to the soft, so he's going to be doing the 2-stop now. That is a risky strategy from Russell. So the DRS train has gone from 5 people now to 3. As it's beginning to spread out a bit more. Instead of being 3/10 gap, it's looking more now like 5/10 gap, so Fozzy will be hoping to lose Horonsky now.
Russell's all on the back of Monkey D. Brand. He's on much faster.
As he gets his second 3 seconds.
It's not good for him, but he's
going to look down the inside.
Turn.
Monkey will have the inside line now into.
Try to switch back, surely. Oh no, never mind. Go around the outside, lovely.
He had the he just had the better braking, more grip on his tyres. Just an easy move. Now he has to build up a huge amount of time to Eddie, because as he's on the softs, he'll need to pit again. So that's about 20 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, around that.
So any time from them pitting will not happen.
We got
yellow flag into 3, and that's Bamboosh
into the wall.
Out of
Exotic goes down the inside. With Monkey D. Brand as well.
But Russell, he needs to.
He needs a safety car, really.
27 seconds, yeah.
He's committed to a 2-stop now.
Car.
So if there is no safety
maybe
car.
he meant to go onto the hards, and maybe it was just a.
No, but I think the game, if you start on mediums, the game doesn't let you. The default pit stop is either a medium to hard or a soft or a medium soft. So he must have changed it purposefully to softs. So I think the game would have been on default, gone on to medium, so on to hard even. Eddie's round.
Purple. No.
Lost it on
turn
11.
Not that many drivers DNFing.
No,
quite a few spinning, but
there is quite a lot of runoff.
The amount of gravel. Yeah, there's a lot of gravel around every corner. Steerers are getting another 3 seconds. That was just for a corner cut though, so that was not warning. Already with 9 seconds.
It'll be interesting now to see which of the 3 guys at the front pit first. I assume they'll all be doing the 1-stop onto softs.
Yeah. Just a question of who goes first.
Wronski
Try and
nearly
wait
going
out
into
as
the
long
back
as
of Fozzie.
possible
Fozzie might,
for a safety car.
don't know if Super Mario's
Safety car
AI
flag in
might
stage
give...
1, that's Bamboosh.
Oh, he's round again.
Round there, out of turn 2.
Super Mario's AI might be giving Fozzie DRS here, so he might actually be helping him.
Yeah.
Looks like he is.
Yeah, he...
No, I don't think, no, he hasn't got it.
No.
Wasn't close enough, but...
Monkey D. Bryant getting 3 seconds there.
Horonsky can go for it.
So Faye's dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, Horonsky gets past the DRS.
And that's an easy move there.
It's kind of like they're working together, they're not fighting each other, they're not really draining their ERS. Because they know it's...
Well, I think they are both smart drivers, so I think they've realised that it's not worth one of us getting the win compared to both of us getting a P1 and P2.
Yeah.
Because if one of them went for a move that was a bit reckless, then I could see both of them or just one of them out.
Last couple of laps you would want to be doing last ditch kind of moves. You don't want to be doing anything silly early on or middle of the race.
A lot better this season.
I think
we don't have
the more
12
tiers,
people DNFing.
more tiers would spread it out a bit more.
So, yeah.
Surprised Horonsky hasn't got past Super Mario's AI because it is only on 85. It looks like he might just be letting Super Mario's AI stay in front of him so he can get the DRS.
I don't think it is his AI, I think it is just his back marker.
For me it says he's out of the race, so...
For me he's just at the back of the grid. Actually, yeah, maybe it's AI, I don't know. Horonsky will get the DRS there, I believe. Yeah, he does.
Russell's all over the back of Eddie. Oh, Eddie's round! And Russell goes straight into him. Oh no!
Straight to him! And maybe that's front wing damage, and that may be his hopes of winning this race over if he has to pit again.
Let's see.
I guess we will see here, and
We've
that's
got
another yellow
Haribo
flag,
kid
and that's
round.
the Haribo kid.
No.
Again.
Russell stays out. I don't think he's got any damage. Surprising because he literally drove into him.
As Callum getting a second 3 seconds. It's very surprising he managed to avoid damage there. As McCall makes the move on Monkey D. Bran. But Monkey D. Bran will be looking for a move back down the inside in turn 3, but he's not going to be able to make it.
His tyres look very worn. I don't think he's stopped yet.
No, he hasn't. He's going for the 1 stop.
Yeah. He needs a safety.
Got
A
a
safety
few
car
laps
now
left.
for him would be perfect. Go onto the softs, and he may not be up there,
another
but
lap and he'd be perfect.
yeah.
Another lap or 2.
So
Face getting 3 seconds now. So it's only Eddie, the Haribo kid, and Fozzie and Horonsky who are without penalties now. How much penalties is everyone on?
Surprisingly there, Fozzie didn't activate DRS down the straight, even though he had it.
Ah. Maybe he doesn't want to get past it.
I would have, as a driver, I would rather be leading the race than being P2 because your tyre temps will be so much higher. So the tyre deg. So we could see a puncture around now. This is when it happened for SBT Sams. So it could happen for any of these guys.
Sams was lucky though, it was right on the final chicane. So
Yeah.
it allowed him just to go straight into the pits and not have any issues with it.
I'm gonna try and
Like
see
Russell
down
in
this
Brazil
straight.
last year.
Yeah. Whose tyre looks the warmest? Looks like So with Faces could be, but they all look pretty similar. They have like a bit of graining in the middle.
Yeah. But Sourface with 3 seconds, Sheehan Callum both with 6 seconds, Russell with 9 seconds, the most of any driver on the grid, Exotic with 3 seconds, Bakar with 6, Monkey D. Brown with 6, Ironlaw Game on with 3, and then Bamboosh with 6. So
surely Fozzie's going to look for a move now on Horonsky. He's right behind him.
yeah,
He does activate DRS this time.
he does activate DRS and he will be looking for the move. Activating the ERS as well, he's going to be an easy move for him there. Horonsky, no fighting back at all. He doesn't need to.
No,
He just needs to keep it clean.
it is clever from them working together to make sure it's just
extend their lap.
them,
Yeah,
them guys out in the front. Less people to worry about.
I mean, they're all on the same strategy, so
Yeah.
they want to be working together.
The final stint on these softs, I don't think they'll work together.
I think that's when things will fall apart.
Yeah.
Calm makes the move on Eddie. It's an easy move down the straight.
Oh, Sir's got a puncture. He's got a front left puncture. Just keeps it out the wall.
No!
That might.
Oh,
We might see
that is at
Horonsky
the
in
wrong
Fozzie's
time
pit
for
now as
him.
well.
Sheehan going into P3, and Sir, that's gonna deep as he's gonna lose so much time to drive. You might even be
I
passed
think
by
he'll keep
Callum here.
P5 if he boxes now. There's a massive gap between him and Russell. But yeah,
Can he
Callum
make
will get
it
him.
round? Yeah.
Fozzie and Horonsky both staying out, and Sheehan comes into the pit, so he's not gonna want to risk any
Sir
puncture.
spins on the pit entry.
Oh, that's unlucky. And he can't get it turned around either.
Oh,
He'll lose these
he
positions
will
now.
be absolutely fuming about that.
Races never go that well. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Surprised
As Xian also coming into the pits.
Ozzy and Horonsky aren't boxing here, because
Well,
when
maybe
SBT
they've
Sam's
done it
got
better, but
that puncture, I boxed the next lap because I did not want to risk it.
fair, yeah. Better to be safe than sorry. As Surface leaving the pits, and he's P9. His teammate just behind him, the Haribo kid. Maybe Fozzie and Horonsky have realised that
Callum might be leading this race when they box. He's got an 18-second gap to Fozzie, or to Horonsky.
20 seconds, so yeah, Fozzie and Horonsky
Fozzie comes in, Horonsky comes in as well.
So it will be Callum who's leading this race, I believe.
It will be very
It's
close,
20
for
seconds.
sure, very close.
It's about 20 seconds you lose.
Onto the softs for Horonsky.
And onto the sauce for Fozzie as well.
It's going to be very close.
Does come out ahead.
Callum does get out, but
Callum's gonna be.
they'll be very fast on those softs now.
yeah.
So, but Callum
Exactly.
could potentially keep a podium.
Oh, it's definitely, as DRS Russell says, the fastest lap of this race, and he is not too far behind now either.
He's got to stop again though, hasn't he? Because he stopped quite. Or has he stopped again? Oh no,
He
stopped on like lap
likely.
13 or lap 15 on those softs, so he should have to box again, I'd imagine.
It was lap 17 he boxed, so yeah, he will most likely have to go again. Fozzie now looking to build a gap between him and Horonsky, but also looking to close the gap between him and Callum. It's already down 1/10 as they're going into the straight now. And the gap is below 1 second, so he will be getting the DRS down the back straight. Only got to do 9 laps on these softs. That's very
We've got
good.
yellow
If you do have
flags.
a purple-
Sheehan's round.
Oh,
I don't know if he's got wing damage. Doesn't
and he
look
comes
like
out.
it.
Fozzie though gonna be looking for the move down the straight, and
Horonsky
he's
might
made
get
the move, and he is
caught
now
behind
leading
Callum.
the Spanish Grand Prix.
If Horonsky can't get past him, he looks around the outside. He gets the penalty for track
He
extending.
gets his 3 seconds.
Callum's giving him a fight though, so this is going to allow Fozzie to extend.
Oh, it's Callum
gives him a
that
squeeze.
hitting.
Got yellow flags at exotic into
That
the
is
wall.
exotic.
Callum hits Horonsky. Horonsky's going to be fuming right now.
But
Callum is
Horonsky,
fighting him so much.
Callum not letting him get past. But he has managed to finally get past. But that was a 1.7 second gap between him and Fozzie.
It's in the bag
sure
for Fozzie now,
Callum-
no mistakes, and he's got this.
Yep. Unless there is a safety car, but even if there is a safety car, he does have no penalties.
Yeah. Would be
Let's
good
see,
for
when
Haribo
did
Kid as well.
Horonsky- Yeah, when did Horonsky get those penalties? So he got it
He got it when he
very
went.
late on.
Yeah, he went
so he got
to the left
so he got
of
2
Callum.
warnings in 3 laps. Whereas how many warnings is Fozzie on? Fozzie only on the 1 warning still. So
I personally don't think he should have got that penalty because he basically he had to move onto the left curb kind of
yeah,
thing, but he only
he
went on
may
it
be
for
able
a
to get it
second
removed.
to try and get past Callum, so Callum kind of squeezed him a little bit, so he
So
could
the
potentially
Haribo kid and Fozzie, the only 2 drivers without a penalty now.
Imagine if
the
there's a
Haribo kid
safety
can
car
make
now.
up some time.
Haribo
Oh,
could
that would
get
be
promoted to like P5 maybe.
P5, P6.
Especially the guys with 6 and 9 seconds, if there was a safety car
Exactly,
now,
plenty of
they drop
drivers, I
down.
believe. Haribo kid makes the move on Monkey D. Brand, yeah. Mikhail with 9, Russell with 9, Xian with 9, Callum with 6. So that is Callum losing it
Moment.
slightly on the curb. But
Bambus and
Fozzie,
Iron Lol game are going at it. P9 right now. Both on the hards. Iron Lol Gamer in the inside in
going
turn
up the
4.
inside.
Bambus is staying there though.
And as Unlock Gamer does get the move done.
Fozzie's got this in the bag now, just no mistakes for the next
Yeah.
7 laps.
Thing is, unless he gets a penalty, Bronski's got to catch up to Fozzie. He's got to get past him. He's then got to extend the gap to 3 seconds. And I just don't think that's possible as they're so evenly matched on pace.
Yeah.
Callum is beginning to drop back. Iron game with a 3-second penalty. But Haribo Kid, currently as it stands, will only be going up into P7.
Bambus is going to look for a move on Iron Gamer. Is he going to look down the inside? Iron Gamer
He's going to be forced to go around the outside.
Oh,
But
good move
he
there.
can make it. Yeah. Very respectful racing between those two.
Russell all over the back of Sheehan as well. I don't know if there will be any team orders there, as I believe Russell is further
Maybe to
ahead of
give
him
him
in the
DRS.
standings.
Russell either will be having to pit. So. Yeah, I mean, unless he can do 16 laps on these soft tyres, he will be having to pit, which
I don't
just
really
think
know
it's
how long
possible.
you can take the softs, but it would be close for him.
I know Lewis yesterday was struggling after 10 laps,
Yeah.
so
I think around
Fozzie
13
staying
laps
in
is
the
the
gap
most you want to do on softs.
Hmm.
That's why
I mean,
the one stop was so crucial
yeah,
to try and make those mediums
exactly.
last without getting a puncture.
I mean, who was it? Lord Lapsian last season at Portugal, he did 17 laps on the softs, and his tyres were on 90% by the end of it.
It's lucky
So,
they didn't get a puncture then.
Yeah, very lucky. And Haas ended up, I believe, taking the 1-2 there, so. But it's looking good for Haas so far today. Exotic, not where he'd want to be. Got quite a bad start and he just dropped down due to that long DRS train at the beginning. But it's been a great day so far for Fozzie, and it's looking like it could get even better. So Carl picks up another 3 seconds. He did really well for the first part of this.
Yeah, he made up a lot of places.
But now he's going to drop back a lot because of penalties. As we have a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is
Mick.
It's Mick.
Commentator's curse.
Ah, dearie
Mick's
me.
got
And
yellow
Haribo
fuel
kid.
as well. I don't know if he's under fuel expecting a safety car. It's right on the cusp, it just went off again.
Yes, right, yeah. It's back on now.
It
so.
is. It may be.
And you can see him hesitant there to go
might
up to
lose some points at this point.
As the Haribo kid does get past him. and he's up into P7. But Fozzie, once again, he's just extending the gap between him and Horonsky, now up to 3 seconds.
Callum's slowly reeling in Horonsky.
Soface gets another 3-second time penalty.
So Callum might look for a move. Obviously, he's got 6 seconds. If Horonsky can get that 3 seconds removed, if he doesn't get another warning between now and the end of the race.
Well, let's just see.
If he's had one since the penalty,
No, he
then
hasn't. He has
so he
not.
could get that removed.
So I will make sure to check that just for the FIA's sake at the end.
I think you should leave it to the drivers if they want it removed. They need to get the screenshots of
I'll
that.
get a screenshot of the final things.
Yeah, just like go over it
So then,
on the stream.
So then, if I do need it, then it is there.
Got a little fight emerging. Pack of 4. P fighting for P7.
Good friends, these drivers. Had it at the beginning. Cairo Kid wasn't quite there, but Mick gaining a lot of time there. As the Haribo Kid is on the much faster tyre.
I believe we gave Mick the commentator's curse. I'll tell him.
It happened to Sheehan yesterday. We were talking about how Jack's only gonna be able to do well if there isn't a safety car, or if there is a safety car, and then Sheehan sends it into the wall.
That annoyed me a lot, but I'm not going to say anything on it.
But Russell pitting, so
he's going to lose a position to Sir here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got to not.
Haribo Kid probably will gain position here based off of penalties.
They are very close in that pack of 4.
Yeah. But how far ahead is Russell now? That is the question.
He's got 7 seconds.
11 seconds. 7 seconds. So, unless Russell can extend that to 9, he's got to get place to Haribo.
2.5 seconds in 2 laps.
Yeah. No, 1.5. Oh no, 2.5. Yeah. Ooh, that may.
He's already made it 2 seconds now, so I think he can do it if he has no mistakes.
I think he will be able to. However,
you never know.
It is, yeah. He does, however, have 90% ERS battery.
He'll probably go for fastest lap as well. Especially if Mick fights with Haribo Kid.
Yeah.
He looks down inside.
He's going down the inside.
Yellow flags, that's Russell!
That's Russell!
Round. We've given him the commentator's curse.
Oh no! Oh dearie me. Oh no.
This is so funny. They're just handing it out today.
And I don't think Russell will be able to extend the gap now to... As he spins on the exit, and the Haribo Kid gets past him along with Mick and Bambush. INL Gamer will be probably looking for the move as well, but that's Bambush there who's spun off the exit of turn 2, and that's as he resets the track as well.
Oh,
that's well as Exotic.
The gravel as well.
Oh, he's had a
Exotic's gonna get past him now.
Yeah. As he's going to look for the move down the inside now. As Russell went very wide there. Oh, Russell, we deeply apologise. But it was quite funny.
What's it?
As he picks up another 3 seconds.
He's gonna lose P4 to Sir's face. Sir's made a good comeback after getting that puncture. And Fozzie's he's going to take this last lap. He's going to be very chill about it. He's done everything right. As we got more yellow flags, I believe that's Monkey D. Brand's round. Yeah, he's in the wall. He's lost some front wing. If I was him, I'd just wait for Fozzie and then get lapped, so I don't have to do another lap. Haribo Kid, I'm fighting away. P6, but Haribo Kid still has no penalties. Monkey D. Brand gets a 10-second pen. Russell and Exotic are going at it.
As Monkey D. Brand, come on.
Risk anything.
As Fozzie,
Takes a win.
Is my mic? Why is it
You went very quiet. I couldn't hear you for a lot of that last lap.
Okay, yeah. My controller disconnected and my mic decided to reconnect. But it is Fozzie who takes the win here in Spain. He was a
Looking
dominant
for a move on Russell. Down inside. Russell, good switch back though.
I believe he does have more penalty time. Yeah, significantly.
Yeah.
Exotic only with 3 seconds, whereas... Oh, Exotic may be able to gain quite a few spots here due to penalties.
I don't think he'll get Iron Lord Gamer because... Oh my word, this is... I think what Russell was doing...
P8.
What Russell was doing though, he was holding up Exotic because when they first started fighting, Exotic would have got the place on Iron Lord Gamer. But then he built up that gap so Exotic couldn't get it.
But it is Fozzie who takes the win here in Spain. He had a dominant performance in qualifying and a dominant performance in the race. He looked never in doubt after that. What's the time now? He looked never in doubt.
The other one.
Oh yeah, looking never in doubt after that. After he pitted onto the softs and Callum held up Hronsky superbly. But a disappointing performance for Russell there, as after he started out in P7 after a somewhat disappointing performance in quali, he then managed to accumulate 12 seconds of penalties in quick succession, and that just doomed his race, as Hronsky as well getting a P2 and Callum a great performance from himself getting the P3. But I believe that was the first win for Haas this season, so
I've got to go now. Go to a party with Groovy.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
See ya. But it's a good day for Ferrari, the best out of any of them. A P4 and a P6 for them. The lack of penalties really helping the Haribo kid. But Sheehan started finishing P5, but Russell out of the points. But Bambouche, for his debut, is a very good performance. Quite slow in qualifying, but he's managed to make it up. Mikhail as well, it's a good performance from himself. Exotic getting some points back after his initial bad start, but that is all today from us. So I will just quickly check. So yep, Hronsky did not achieve another warning, so if you would like to get the penalty removed, he definitely can. But that is all from us today. I hope you see you next week with Tier 1 in what I believe is Austria. So see you guys all then, and goodbye.